some of the most incredibly successful entrepreneurs in the history of business are all Italians.
Chuck Brain Attack, ogni settimana una grande storia di innovazione, talento, ma soprattutto visione. Il podcast di Valore Italia Federated Innovation che nasce qui da Mind per raccontare come le storie più innovative e interessanti hanno cambiato il modo per le persone di vedere le cose. Parliamo ogni giorno con grandi rappresentanti del mondo dell'industria, della cultura, dell'arte, della finanza e molto altro. Ogni venerdì a mezzogiorno un nuovo episodio su YouTube e Spotify. Per tutta la settimana tanti approfondimenti sui canali social, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn di Valore Italia e Federated Innovation, per sapere anche in anteprima quali sono gli ospiti che andiamo a incontrare, perché veramente ne passano da noi di tutti i tipi. Siamo nel contesto della fiera di orientamento di Orienta Talenti, che ha attratto qui in Mind migliaia e migliaia di studenti che possono dialogare, confrontarsi fra di loro, creare una comunità, ma soprattutto interpretare come il futuro cambierà e valorizzerà le loro scelte. È un grandissimo piacere essere qui oggi per noi. Brain Attack è la prima puntata internazionale, so I need to change my language. It's a very honor to me to introduce our guest, Chris Gardner. Hello, Chris.
Why is it hard?
Because I read about your story.
Mm-hmm.
I think your person is very inspirational for the most people in the world. Mm-hmm. Not only in Italy, also, but only in the world. And it's an honor for me to take for all of the people that can hear us to hear your story.
Well, first of all, let me say this. I'm honored to be sitting here with you in this beautiful country that I love called Italy. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chris. What do you think about Italy?
I love Italy. I could live here very easily.
Really?
Oh, man, are you kidding me? This here, Milan, is my third favorite city in the world.
Wow.
I'm not going to name the other two because people will be upset.
Okay. But in Italy also?
Oh, Milan, Italy. Everyone goes to all these exciting places in Italy. They go to Lake Como. They go to Florence and Venice. I've been to places like Lake Bracciano.
Okay, wow.
Okay, I've been to Orvieto.
Okay.
I've gone to places that are just dots on the map in Italy. There's one place yet I have got to get to. I've got to get to a little place called Ascoli, Italy.
But Italy is full of a lot of places. There are magical places. But for you, what is the difference from Italy between the US, United States?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I can't talk about the differences, but I can say this. You just think about it. Some of the most incredibly successful entrepreneurs in the history of business are all Italians. What does that mean? That means that dreams don't have borders. If dreams had borders, there would be no Ferrari. If dreams had borders, there would be no Lamborghini. There would have been no Giorgio Armani. There would have been no Maserati, okay? If dreams had borders, there would not have been one of my favorite and most inspirational entrepreneurs on Wall Street is a man named Ennio Doris. Do you know the name?
Of course.
Many people don't, but Ennio Doris, one of the most brilliant minds in the history of Wall Street, right here in Italy.
Wow.
So that's inspiring for me. This is part of my nuclear reactor. When I go and do what I do, I take a lot of Italian energy with me.
Chris, I have a question for you that is a very difficult question for a lot of people in the world. That is, what is for you happiness?
Happiness for me right now is real simple. First of all, I'm healthy. I'm in a position to do work that reflects my values. And for the 17th year in a row, I have been elected the world's greatest grandfather.
Okay. Wow.
And I won that vote by one vote. I won that election every year for 17 years in a row.
Okay.
my granddaughter.
Wow.
So that's it for me.
Okay.
And you'll notice I didn't say anything about money, toys, or stuff.
Yeah.
My health, work that reflects my values, and my grandchild.
What do you think about this place? So we have here an exhibition with thousand students that came from all of Italy for discover what they can do in the future, like a school, job. What do you think about this?
Well, this is incredibly important because more and more young people globally are making some huge investment decisions. What do I mean by that? The investment decision is, I don't want to go to college. They have seen how that pursuit of that piece of paper, that college degree, didn't necessarily turn into the value that their big brothers and sisters thought it was going to turn into. Go back just a few years. 2008, global financial crisis is beginning. A lot of young people who went to college in 2008 saying, yes, we can, they came out 4 years later saying, what the? Well, I did everything I was told to do. I went to school, I graduated, I got a degree, but now as a result of the global financial crisis, the world has changed so much, I got no opportunity to work in the business I wanted to be in. I got $100,000 or $200,000 in student loan debt, and I got to move back in the house with mom and dad. So the young people that I'm talking to today were their younger brothers and sisters, and they saw that, wait a minute,
Okay.
that didn't work out like my big brother or my big sister thought. I need to be open to other options and opportunities, and I can do so with no student loan debt. Learning a trade, a craft, a skill that will allow me to be employable or self-employed any place on the planet. And no one is really stressing this enough for me, how important it is, preparation and opportunity. That's why what we're doing here today, and specifically what we're doing at Galda School, is so important. It's about preparing our young people for the future.
Okay. And what about the changing of to make entrepreneurship? Cioè, how change our vision for business, for the European business? You know, it's today's more difficult to make something that anyone can do in the past. Today is easier, or not?
Well, it's easier, but it's more competitive. You got to know the people that you're now competing with because of globalization and technology. The people that you're competing with are not in your city. Because of globalization and technology, the people that you're now competing with are someplace all around the world. And you've also got to know and accept that you can go and be young and enjoy yourself as you're perfectly entitled to do, but you got to know the people that you're competing with are someplace grinding.
Okay.
They're studying, they're practicing, they're networking, they're rehearsing, they're researching, and that's going to make the difference between who signs the front of the check and who signs the back of the check.
Okay.
That's going to make the difference. And another thing that you have to add to the equation now is because of the tremendously, and I'll say frightening, acceleration of AI, some of your competitors today are not even human.
Okay, but what kind of skills, of soft skills?
Oh, man, skills, man. Let me tell you something. I don't know what the pay scale is here in Italy, but let's say this. The next time you're in America and you get in an elevator, you've got to know that the people that construct, repair, or maintain the elevator, they make $160,000 a year. No student loan debt, okay? Plumbers, welding, construction, air conditioning. This beautiful facility that we're in now. I've been in Italy when it is hot. I've been all over this country when it is hot. You let the air conditioner go out, who's the most important man in Milan. Not the mayor.
No.
No, it's not the prime minister. The most important guy in town is the guy that can fix the air conditioner. Right?
Wow, right.
And he's
Yeah,
going to
of
charge
course.
you what he's going to charge you, and you just got to wait for him to show up. That is a skill set.
Okay.
And you can take that skill set with you any place you go all around the world. That's the beauty of it.
Okay. Wow. And I think in Italy, a lot of people doesn't know this thing. So they don't think that this kind of skills of work are useful for the society, you know.
Useful for society or useful for you to create the life that you want for you and your family?
Yes.
What's more important? Okay? That's why we spell happiness with a Y. I've had people stop me from all over the world and say to me, you know, your book, your movie, I loved them, but you spell happiness wrong. You spell happiness with a Y. That Y is there to make us all mindful that it is you and your responsibility, you and your opportunity to create the life that you want for you and your family. That's why we spell happiness with a Y.
Okay, Chris, I need to ask you something. Every one of us we are scared of something. What about you?
What am I afraid of?
Yeah.
I am afraid of one thing. I am afraid of disappointing the angels that sit on my shoulders. All right? There's some angels that guided me, loved me, taught me, and I'm afraid of disappointing my angels. So that's why I live a certain way. That's why I interact with people a certain way. And man, I got to tell you, unfortunately, I've gotten a couple of new angels recently. But those souls, those spirits, they come with me.
Okay.
And I never want to disappoint them. That's what I'm afraid of.
And what about your dreams?
Man, I got some big, crazy, obnoxious dreams. You know what's funny? I'm so glad you asked me that. That is so funny. You should ask me that. I was just downstairs speaking with a young man who heard me talk about an idea at the stock exchange in Milan 3 years ago. And the concept was, let's build our own table. There's a table, I'll say the English Premier League, the most valuable sports franchise and operation in the world. We're not going to get invited to sit at that table. You got to be a billionaire or a sovereign wealth fund to sit at that table. My proposal was, let's build our own table. And some people said, you know what? I'm with you. The guy downstairs did not come along. The stock that was trading here, we just sold it up here.
Wow, it's amazing.
Right? So this whole idea of build our own table.
Okay.
And I will say this. Everybody's going to come up with 1,000 reasons why it can't be done. It's going to be hard. Yes, it's going to be hard. You're going to be afraid. Yes, you're going to be afraid. You're going to want to quit. Yes, you're going to quit. But it can be done. And I am the guy that will tell you all day, every day. Sometimes the only person that's got to see your vision is you. Right?
Right.
Sometimes the only person that's got to see it is you. The person that you see when you look in the mirror. And every day when you look at that person in the mirror, I want you going forward to ask that person 2 questions. Number 1, if I could walk through a door tomorrow morning and be doing anything in the world, what would it be? What would it look like? What would it smell like? What would it taste like? Engage all of your senses. And then ask yourself the second question. What did I do today to make tomorrow happen? Did I move the dial forward one notch? Did I take one baby step towards what it is I say I really want to do? And if the answer is no, then that's on you. That goes back to spelling happiness with a Y.
Okay. Wow. Chris, I have last one question for you. Near here, there are a lot of students. Okay, so a lot of people that need to know what to do in the future, right? We said school, work, job, company, okay, and so on. What kind of message do you want to say to them?
First of all, don't wait for external validation. Don't wait for someone else to come in and bless it and throw holy water on it and say, okay, now you can go do it, right? But you got to commit to one thing. I'm going to become world class at what I want to do. Not good at it, not pretty good at it, but world class at it. That can be done. And we're not talking about seeking perfection. We're talking about seeking excellence. Okay? You're not going to get perfect, but excellence we can get. I'll tell you this one last story. I'm in London, one of my other favorite cities, years ago, and there's my favorite hotel, Claridge's, there's a little bar off over here, and there's a guy sitting in the back in the bar. He clearly doesn't want to be bothered and or seen. But this one time, I say to myself, man, I know who that is. I'm going over there. I just got to say hello. And I sit down and I say, Meg, I got to ask you one question. How do you guys do what you do? At this point, the Stones had been together for 40 years. And what he said to me was, every night we take the stage, we think is going to be perfect, and it never is. But the next night we go out, we say, this could be the night.
Wow. Chris, thank you
All
so
right?
much.
No,
thank you. Thank you so much for coming here today.
Brother. Thank you for giving me the time.
You love Milan, Milan loves you, okay? Chris,
grazie a tutti.
ciao a Brain Attack.
Hey,
Thanks.
ciao, Bella. Mwah.
Ciao, Chris, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, we're good?
Yes, we're good.